I didn't realize we're counting in.
And we're
Welcome everybody once again to Nerf Jag. I'm here again, once again with the looks and the brains and myself to have a quick chat about what's coming up at the end of this month and into the next one. Once again, we are perfectly and utterly prepared for all of this. So get ready, strap in, and let's have a little bit of fun. Ray, John, how the pair are you doing at the moment?
very good.
Excellent.
Perfect. I only asked about right now. I didn't ask about it any other time. So at the end of this month, and which is normally beginning of next month. It is the 1st and 2nd of February. We have a Dead of Winter coming up, run by our friend Mike Rossi, somewhere down in the New York area of some sort. Does anybody Albany?
Albany, I think. Yeah.
We would give you the place and all the rest of that, but once again, I am not prepared. Not these two. This is all on me. However, we are going down for a 2150 tournament. It was the same as we did last year. It is one of the best tournaments with, by God, the best sandwiches for lunch, and I will continue to put up these sandwiches. Holy crap, I love the sandwiches. We had a great time last year, so I've been practicing a little bit myself. I know I had John over for a game. Ray, I don't know if you've even had time for a game. You with all the commitments and family and stuff. I mean, like, what the hell?
Practice at the Joda Nerdhammer is highly overrated.
So what are we thinking about doing this time around? I will more than likely be bringing the fish.
Gross.
A little bit different from the last time that I've played them.
They're still gross.
Well, I mean, I've been playing that Twilight Kin list, and I've kind of made people angry with me, rightfully so. It's me.
I don't think it was the list, Ben. I think
I'm pretty sure it was me.
Yeah, because
the list must have had something to do with it. I mean, Jesus,
that list
I don't
was
care what
mid.
anybody says.
That list was mid.
That list is so good. It's still good.
So just to help out Ben with the fine administrative details, the site we're going to is Fortress of Gaming. It's in Albany, New York. It's taking place the 1st and 2nd of February, starting at 9:30. It's my understanding that there may be a ticket or two still available, but I wouldn't put money on that because there was a limit increase to 48 players this year. Tickets are $60. Links in the description of this podcast or YouTube if you want to sign up. Lists are due as of the 20th of January, which is why we're willing to talk about what list we're bringing, because screw it if you want to make a list to counter us. We're just three guys who somewhat know the game, maybe have played at Masters, and you might play us in the tournament. But it doesn't matter because we'll have a good time. And Ben will eat sandwiches. And I'll drink
sandwiches. I may just be going for the sandwiches.
And I'll just drink booze. So it's good.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a good time.
And John will play seriously and do the best of the three of us. Like, we have our plan.
We'll see if the booze gets going. It's up in the air.
Look, I've said it before. I will continue to say it. Best player in Canada. Don't care what anybody says. It's John.
Yeah.
It is John.
On days when I don't drink.
All right. Well, let's get into this a little bit. You and I had we're not talking about that game. Me and John did not play a game.
We had a killer practice game.
No, we did not have a killer.
I brought my Kingdoms of Men because I haven't changed because I'm lazy and haven't had a lot of free time for it.
You have actually changed that list.
And I changed it to fit in the restrictions of, so Rossi's got the rule of 2. You can only have 2 of a certain unit type. So I was taking militia. I wanted to bring 3 hordes. I can only bring 2. I was bringing beast cav and 3 hordes. I can only bring 2. So I had to change it. So I added a horde of cavalry, which is awesome.
Hilarious.
And awesome.
Oh, it's
and
fantastic.
It just hammers people. It's hilarious.
You brought a horde of knights?
Yeah. So the change was to drop the beast cav and then swap a general around a little bit and bring a horde of knights. And my old list had regiments of archers. I now just bring hordes of archers as well. So it's a lot of bodies to get through. and a lot of punch, and the punch is really fast, which puts people off, and then the bodies are just, they absorb hits. It's wonderful.
Did you wow, that is evil.
Yeah.
What item did
Yeah.
you give the horde?
Obviously, boots of striding, because they are monstrously sized and they need to be able to get wherever they got to get. So boots of striding on them. So that means I kept brew of haste on one of the beast calves, so that they out-threat everybody. And what I give the other one? The helm of
Drunken
Helm of the
Ram.
Ramp. That's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
So when they need to, they can crack gigas like nobody's business.
Yeah, they can definitely crack gigas.
Which they did. They cracked the gigas, scooped out the juicy center, also claimed the center of the board, and then was ready, if there'd been a turn 7, to complete the tabling. So
no, it definitely was not anywhere as close as that close. It was even worse, to be completely honest.
yeah. So it performed well. It's actually the same list I played at our Christmas tournament and piloted it to 3 good quality victories. Tough games at the tournament, but everything kind of worked out in the end. Command dice make it an extra sassy list, and command dice in general make the game a little bit sassier if you know what you're doing with them. So
yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, this is another conversation we're going to continue to have at some point in time, but
nah, we're just going to gloss over them. Anyways, what was your list that I nearly tabled, Ben?
No, that didn't happen. That definitely did not happen. I definitely had at least a unit left on the table. Maybe.
At least one. They just weren't good units left. Anyways.
I mean, turn 7 didn't happen. So
what did you have left?
Shut up. Well, I am bringing 2 units of Gigas. Currently, it is 1 unit of Thule, 1 unit of River Guard. It is Trident Realms. I have put in a King now, which has been really nice to try out.
The King's actually really good, yeah.
The king is actually really good. The fact that he can take one of the 3 different things. It's Life Leech. It's I don't want to say Rally, but it might be Rally. Oh, is this mine? There we go. But I've taken Elite to go with the Gigas themselves. I believe that Gigas should have 14 attacks. Them with Elite just makes them really bloody good, because a lot of the times they'll go through something that we need Pathfinder for. But what I'm finding actually is that I really don't need a lot of help now with these command dice things. Like they're a bit good for the old Trident Realm. I have to admit, it didn't help me against you there, John. But yeah, love the depth horrors. I'm not absolutely proven on the poison frog sorts of things. The Knuckers are still the Knuckers. They're there. They're great. My Titles forms are still a pain in the ass. The list needs a little bit of tinkering. But yeah, it's I'm thinking about taking the Thule out and putting in the 2nd unit of the River Guard and a Frog Sentinel instead. Mostly just because I like the Leaper rule. I really think it's a great rule. And I really do like the Sentinel, giving them Vicious as well. So we'll see how that all pans out. There's a lot of ensnare, because I really do like to play the Anvil type list. But this list can crack it, and it can crack it pretty damn hard. My biggest problem is 5 units of Inspiring seems way too many. But we'll see.
I do think that the Thule seem a bit out of place in that list.
Nowadays, yeah.
Because 1 regiment means that you're not doubling down. You're not adding the Kraken, which is, as we discussed, 40 points too many to really double down on the Thule with the Thunderous One. So they just strike me as off. I think the River Guard are really useful, and I think being height 2 with the Leaper rule combined with the Gigas being height 2, I think that's a great combination.
Well, as I've learned from playing best player in Canada, Mr. John here, Fly is a great damn thing, and if you cannot deal with Fly, you are in serious trouble. And Fly has helped me out more times than I can imagine in this game. Fly and Nimble are just fantastic. They really are. So
that was the change that you and I were talking about at the end of that game, is swapping the Thule for more River Guard. Because if the 1 Thule and 1 River Guard was too, you weren't going one way far enough. And so I think dropping the Thule and putting the Riverguard Sentinel in to pair with your Thule or your Riverguard units will be a much more dangerous combination.
Yeah, but that also means that the Mythican comes out, so Bane Chant will get switched over for something else, and yada yada yada.
You can put it on one of your. It's a tinker, but I think it's a good tinker. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been using this. The basis of this list has been around for, we're going on about a year now. A little bit more, probably.
You've been playing the basis of that list for like 5 years, bud.
Like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be a fish guy. If you want to hear our thoughts on Trident Realms, guess what? We do a podcast on that. If you look it up, I guarantee you'll find it. But this is basically me at the moment with the king. If you scroll down just a little bit, I took elite on the king, which means he gets elite on his own shit. And Depth Horror Eternals are the shit. They are fantastic. They are amazing. They are everything you want them to be, and just a little bit slow. That's their only downfall, and I really like them. So that is basically me. We will go across to you, Mr. Ray. This time, of course, you're playing rats, right? Because you play rat. Oh, that's right. You don't play rats anymore, do you?
No, I don't play rats anymore because I'm on my 1 year of trying to be good and to
by playing Abyssals.
Sorry,
did you stutter? Trying to be good?
Yes,
no,
trying to be good.
Do you mean trying to like place well, or trying to be a good person?
Well, I would say that I'm already a good person. I hang out with you and Ben, so that counts.
So trying to place well. Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to clear up what you were aiming for here.
Let's be honest here. He's probably a better person than both of us.
He does donate to the library, so that immediately puts him above both of us. Yeah, that's true.
This is true.
So my plan is, last year I played 5 different armies over the course of the year. I played Orcs, Trident Realm, Ratkin, Order of the Green Lake. Maybe only 4 armies.
And played Green Lady, yeah.
And Forces
You're an
of
engineer. Counting is hard. It's fine.
So and Forces of Abyss at Nerdhammer, which was still in 2024. So I played
accurate.
5 armies in the course of 2024. The only army I played at multiple tournaments was actually Ratkin. So I figured I should probably see what happens if you just play
Orcs, because you played Orcs at Orktown and you played them at one of our one days.
No, I played Green Lady at Orktown.
You played Green Lady at Orktown?
I did.
I thought you played Orcs at Orktown. All right, never mind. My mistake.
So
continuing on.
I wanted to find out what happens if you do a Ben and you play the same army for an entire year. Does that make you let you focus on the army and get better, or do you just get bored with it after 2 or 3 tournaments?
Both.
So
are you going to shave your head too?
No.
Oh, can we shave your head?
Oh, yes, we can shave your head. This is going to happen. We will do this for charity. Well, we're going to put this up. This is going to happen.
Okay, well,
we'll get you a dad sweater to go with it. It's fine. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I have to enjoy it. I'm losing the hair naturally, so I don't need help. So my army. So my list is being slightly tweaked from Nerdhammer because it worked well at Nerdhammer when undefeated. So don't mess with what's working too much. I have 2 Abyssal Guard troops with hand weapons. I picked them for the Rally 1 because 16-18 succubi in difficult terrain are hard to deal with, even if you're a horde of knights.
Oh yeah, big time. I don't want to fight that.
Hitting on 5s, so that's only 10 hits.
I don't want to fight it. To be honest, I probably would just try not to fight it.
You'd send one of your children in to.
Oh yeah, still have 2 of those. I'm allowed 2. I got 2 of those. You can ask Ben how that worked out for him. Those children won me the game as usual.
2 succubi regiments, each with the lurker upgrade, which is by far the best upgrade in the game, right, Ben?
I hate you.
Yes.
I hate you in so many different ways.
It's accurate.
Pathfinder, Wild Charge D3, and Snare and Fury, they're great.
They're so good.
I actually picked them so that I could use them to eat zombie hordes. Because one of the features is every army has a zombie horde provided to them free of charge. And I figured 2 regiments of succubi will eat the zombie horde in one go without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, probably.
More than
no
likely.
matter where they are located. For the Abyssal Berserkers, they're great. They have issues with terrain, so I went 2 regiments,
Dude,
which
I
I
don't
found
think your list is valid.
Yes, it is. You're allowed regiments because they're different from the hordes.
No, you're allowed unit types.
No, I can pull up the exact wording, which we will do later once I'm done.
Yeah. All right. Continue.
We
How?
might be re-recording. This is going to be great.
Oh no, we're not going to re-record it.
No,
We'll
you
just
don't
be playing a
re-record.
different list.
What's editing?
Abyssal Horseman with the Blood of the Old King, because everyone needs a hammer.
Yep.
The Seductress with Gnome Glass Shield and Host Shadow Beast 2. I previously used the special character, but I found she was eaten alive by dwarf throwing mastiffs. So having Gnome Glass Shield provides defense 6 to allow you to get through that one turn of having things thrown at you. The Berserker Apostate, which I think is highly underrated because it has 8 attacks and crushing 2.
Yeah.
And vicious. The Abyssal Warlock with Bane Chant, Zuzu the Betrayer with Bane Chant 2, Lightning Bolt 4. I did not take the formation because I had a hard time using the Nagari. They give the +1 aura for regen, and it just doesn't quite fit the list with the Berserkers. So I went a bit more aggressive combat with the Succubi, and the Succubi to really be my pathfinder going through terrain, whereas the Hordes are really and the Horsemen are there to like crush armor, especially when coupled with Bane Chant.
So what you're saying is that because you played in Nerdhammer, it never really came up for you. A lot of the times you were still doing the regen on the 5, or
Yeah.
what was the?
Towards the end, I was actually using them as my what is it called? My battery for Zuzu the Betrayer. So I had Zuzu Betrayer just like eat them and take 3 wounds from them because I knew that they regenerated on 4, and everything else
That's a good use for them too. Yeah.
Depending upon that. So at 2150, I figured I would sacrifice them, and I turned the 3rd horde into the Cav regiment with Blood of the Old King because that is a can opener with like elite vicious 18 attacks, crush 1, thunder 1. So.
Yep. Good changes.
And
you're correct. Your list is safe. I actually reread the thing here.
I don't re-rolls.
So you can take 2 hordes, 2 regiments, 2 troops. You can take all 6 of those, but you can't take 3 hordes.
Right.
So you're
or
good.
3 regiments or 3 troops. My concern with this list is I took out the flying monster that they had with 7 lightning bolt.
Oh, the Baal? Yeah.
Yes, I took out Baal. What I found with him was with 7 attacks, he didn't hit hard enough. So even if he got a flank, it was only 14 attacks. And unlike your generals, John, he was 265 points. So he's a lot of points.
Yeah, my generals are 190.
He does get like Lightning Bolt 7, which is really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it was worth the 70 points in addition.
Well, and my guys in the flank are Crush 2, Thunder 1, and I think Bale's only Crush 1 or something light.
Crush 2, that's it.
Is he Crush 2? Yeah.
So he's softer when he hits. You're paying an extra 70 points. Like From the Pit I Curse is really good. I used it once really well in the tournament, but I didn't use it consistently well. So I need to play more games with Forces of Abyss, get better, and then use him properly. But at this point in time, without getting the practice games in, I figured this is a list that suits my level of practice with it, which is 0.
Yep. And the points constraint make it weird too, right? So the 2150 it's a weird. I found it a weird points level to build for. So just like last year, I found it a weird points level too. So it's tricky to fit everything you want into it. So yeah, I think for your list, dropping Baal was probably the good choice.
And I find that the nimble on the Abyssal Berserkers is something that you can't avoid. Like that makes them from being
really scary.
Yeah, a really scary unit, which is the difference for them.
Yeah, so it's always the thing with nimble where even with the gigas, you're like, you can't get here. I'm like, well, I'm nimble. Oh shit, is normally what I
Yep.
hear after that. So yeah, with somebody at speed 9, Jesus, still speed 9.
And 30 attacks. And with
Yeah.
Crush 2 or Crush 1 Thunder 1 plus 2 sources of Bane Chant, like 30 attacks on 4s and Crush 3 with Vicious.
They're gross. Like, they're gross.
Yeah, it will do bad things to anything other than a defense 6 Gallic.
Even that, there's still a chance.
Well, it's 10 wounds. 10 wounds to Gallic, and 14
10 wounds on your average curve. But if you spike it high, then there's a chance you get Gallic in one shot too. Like,
absolutely.
it's silly.
And I think that combined with like the Seductress with her 5 attacks and the what is it called? Host Shadow Beast for an extra 3.
Right.
You know, I have other ways of getting a few more attacks in. You
Well,
put Gallic
the
on
fact that
13
she
or
also-
14 wounds.
The Duelist Honor will scare the shit out of Twilight-kin players. The Fly Honor makes sure that she can go wherever the hell she wants. The only thing that she is missing is Scout, which she shouldn't have because she's really bloody good, like insanely good. Gnome Glass Shield was made for a character like this.
What I found in the last tournament was that having her on the field will dictate where my opponent's characters will go.
Oh yeah,
because
Oh,
they
no,
don't
definitely.
they don't want to be anywhere near her. With her getting 15 attacks due to Duelist, I didn't see any vampires in the undead list at Nerdhammer because that was my concern. If somebody's going to take a vampire to get 21 attacks, because hell, that will kill everything. But you would still outrange them, so you get the first whack. With Host Shadow Beast, it'll be a 50-50 whether or not you can waver them. You won't kill them, but it would be a bloody mess either way. So,
Well, I'm still not the biggest on the Duelist rule. I still think we're missing out on something with units other than just one-on-one combat. But different.
We'll see how it goes. So to cap my countercharger expose, I think I have an answer to defense 6 with the Drunken Ram and Strength and 2 sources of Bane Chant. I think the Seductress gives me a response to shooting, coupled with the Sacrificial Imps. Speed 10 Flyers are actually my hardest counter. That was the two lists I tied at Nerdhammer, were 2 Speed 10 Flyer list. And I think I have to use the Succubi and the Abyssal Guard to be my chaff in those cases and make heavy use of terrain. Because if I was going against something like John's list with his Speed 10 Flyers, I have to force them to either charge the Succubi in terrain, which they don't want to do, especially if they're rallied, or run the Abyssal Guard up so that you can be like, here's my chaff to begin to trade pieces. But either way, that becomes, I have to, against Speed 10 Flyers, I have to out General John with this list.
Ooh. Yeah.
John, would you agree with that? Like General?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
this list has the hardest time against Speed 10 Flyers. Against everyone else, I'm fine.
If we did play, it will literally just come down to who makes a small mistake in positioning, and then the dominoes all fall real fast after that.
But I don't think it's because I played Chet's list, which is Speed 10
Similar,
Flyer,
yeah.
and the Aloha Spam, which was Speed 10. And in both of those games, I think I had the opportunity to win. But, you know, if the dice doesn't go your way once or it goes the opponent's way, you'll lose or tie. So it'll be a tight game, close game. But that's what I found with Abyssal Berserkers is the Speed 10 is the hard counter to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they're still only defense 4. If you can hit them hard and kill them, then it doesn't matter how many attacks they have or how nimble they are. Because if they're dead, they're dead. So
absolutely. So that is my list. And it goes to show that I do actually listen to what I talked about on Countercharger. I don't have I don't talk one way on Countercharger and a different way on Nerve Check. I am the same person in both.
Oh, thank God. We thought you were a doppelganger.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I mean, I was just looking for this, and somebody said something about Abyssal Berserkers that are not broken. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
I don't think they're broken. I think you can make some excellent Forces of Abyss list without them. making use of the rally, making use of some of the monsters. I think they're at the top end of the power curve. I don't know if I think if you took away the sacrificial imp, they would be absolutely fine.
Yeah, the defense 6 for a turn against shooting is hilarious, right? Or even the defense 6 after they've charged into combat, they're like, "Oh, I'm defense 6 on your fight back, so you're going to do a couple wounds, and I'm going to get to punch you again."
It's only defense 6 against shooting.
Oh, thank God I read all the rules.
So even when you charge in, I did it because I wanted to be defense 6 against shooting dogs, but it's only against shooting.
But yeah, even against the dogs, then that's great because then instead of wounding on 3, he's wounding on 5, and he's going to do a third less of the wounds. Like, pretty good.
I think if you took away sacrificial imps from the Abyssal Berserkers, they would be. No one would be talking about them being overpowered. They wouldn't be bad. They just wouldn't be top tier.
Well, I think the problem is we're the only ones talking about them being overpowered because I think we're going to see them more than anybody else in the beginning.
Yeah, but we don't know anything, so what does it matter?
Yeah,
this is true.
Right?
No one listens to us.
The tens of listeners who listen to us will get the heads up.
So, speaking of not knowing anything,
John has to go his list.
John did.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so my list is 2 hordes of militia, 2 hordes of bowmen. It's a lot of 2s. So 2 militia, 2 bowmen, 2 beast cav hordes, like we said with the haste and helm, 2 children on Pegasus, 2 generals on winged beasts. Yeah, that's right. 1 of the heroes on Pegasus because I had spare points.
You had spare points, yeah.
More bodies is better than less bodies. So
yeah, but he died, so he sucked.
He died to a goddamn mind fog. So unwounded gets the mind fog. The dude's apparently only a 10-12, and he rolls an 11 on the nerve check, and he doesn't inspire himself because he's useless. So he just died. So essentially, I played that whole game 100 points down as well. Is just want to throw that out there because you got him in like turn 2. So what else do I have? I think that's it. Oh, the Horde of Knights, and then I think that's it. Yeah,
just a minor horde of knights. Nothing.
Just a minor horde of knights.
I mean,
nothing to see here.
Don't worry about it. I've only used it like 4 times. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
But because we don't know anything, and because we're a bunch of idiots on the internet, we're going to run a tournament, or I should say, Ray is going to run a tournament that we need to promote the living crap out of. So, Ray.
I am running a tournament, March of Death. It's taking place March 1st and 2nd. I think this is the 3rd time we've run it. This
might be the 4th.
4th was a 1 day.
Oh, that's right. The first one was a 1 day. Yeah. So 3rd 2 day.
3rd 2 day. It's being held in Brantford at the Best Western. It's immediately off the 403, so it's super easy to get to. Nathan and I just went there earlier this week. Super easy to get to. Well, we went there to eat the food to make sure the food was all good.
We did.
And I wanted to show the Nathan
Check out the rooms.
Check out the rooms.
Yeah, I mean, test them out. Yeah.
So plan is you show up. We have the hotel space. Room rate is 129 Canadian a night. Which means for anyone coming from the U.S., it's like less than $100 US a night for
like $4 American. Yeah.
But you pay for your ticket. You get breakfast in the morning with a hotel room. Lunch, 1 day will be pizza. Next day will be sandwiches. And supper, you go to the restaurant. You'll get your choice of currently 4 to 6 meals: stir fry, chicken parmesan, hamburgers, or fish and chips. And just buy your own drink with the meal, so you can sit down with whoever you want, so you're not sitting around your tables. The restaurant is there in the hotel, and then you come back for open gaming in the evening. We're going to have some table by Red Goblin Studios for their stuff. Nathan wants to have a table for his stuff, and we're talking about tables for a
yard sale.
Yeah, we're going to do a yard sale. So
it'll be a great weekend hangout where as soon as you arrive, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever that you have to leave the hotel until Sunday when time to go home.
And if you run out of booze, we have liquor delivery in Canada, so you really don't have to leave.
Absolutely.
And it's done by polar bears. It's amazing.
It's
And
incredible.
there's a bar on site. So like
That too. Yeah.
even if you don't want to go for the liquor delivery, you can just go to the bar. And if you're American, it's like less than $5 a drinks US. So just buy a drink.
Or
Like
six.
No, it's 750 Canadian. So whatever that is, like $5 or $6 US.
$1.56 American, you know.
So that's the plan. We're currently sitting around 24 people who've identified that they're coming.
They identify as attending.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
25 people have identified that they're attending. I'm trying to get them to give me the information sheets. Once we get to 30-ish people, I'm going to go for the larger room. I think I might do that anyways. And then we have more space. We'll have all the space in the world. So everyone will have 8-foot tables. The terrain on each table is going to be themed to the mat. So if you're playing lava, it's a lava themed table. If you're playing Trident Realm, it's going to be a blue sea themed table. Because
it's just going to be straight sea. There'll be no terrain on it. It's just
it's water, and just we collect all the empty beer bottles and arrange them as obstacles. So it's like the real ocean.
A couple plastic bags here and there.
Yeah, the plastic bag is the rough terrain. Yeah,
we're bringing in a conch. It'll be fine.
So that's what I'm doing, because you spend all this time painting your army, trying to make your army look really good. It's only fair that you play on a good-looking table to match the effort put into the army. All of the hills I have are like the 1-inch plywood hills, so they're super easy to play on, where you don't need the massive steps to keep your models from flipping over. First day is what makes March of Death kind of unique. Is also its point value. First day is 2,500 points. The second day is 1995. And because everyone wants to have unique rules, your 1995 list needs to be completely composed of elements from your 2,500 point list. So for example, you are allowed to take magic items and
shuffle
items off of your units. So if I was taking a horde of Abyssal Berserkers, I could take off the Sacrificial Imp and the Brew of Strength to reduce it by 45 points. But I can't add a new unit or do anything like that. So
yep. This is the army you brought. Some of
it's dead. This is what's left. Day 2. Like, you have to play with it.
The easiest way to build this, if you're struggling to wrap your head around it, is build a 1995 list, copy it, and then add to get up to 2,500. It'll be a much easier mental exercise than trying to whittle down a 2,500 point list.
And if you want, there was a nerve check episode done last year on how not to build lists. If anyone wants to look at a 1995 orc list that absolutely sucked, so you do not do that. This person,
greatest plug of all time, right there.
Made that.
What we're saying is listen to more of our shit.
Yes, because that was a complete disaster with my 1995 point list on day 2. I went 3-0 on day 1 with orcs, and then 0-2 and bad 0-2 on day 2. So it was bad. So later this week, I'll put the list of attendees. As of February 3rd, the price goes up to $90 Canadian for anyone attending. So register before then. But it should be a great time. And it's the first time I think we've done a 2-day tournament in a hotel, if I can recall correctly, for Canada.
That's correct. We did them in the Legion before, but our poor Legion is shuttered. So, sorry, Light Infantry Hall. But it's been closed down. So, yeah, this is our first run at a hotel.
So we'll give it a go and have a lot of fun.
And that eliminates the restrictions of playing in a game store. So you can come in and you can, if you're an absolute asshole, we'll still kick you out. But
oh, yeah. Don't worry. We'll get you.
Behavior is, you can get away with a lot more at a hotel than you can inside a public game store. So,
but remember, we are bringing a Justin, and he's 9'12" and swings like a bear. So we've got our bouncers. We'll be good.
Also hugs like a bear. So
he also hugs like a bear.
He's ready for whatever you're bringing.
Just don't grab his ass. He really doesn't prefer it when you do that.
So that's what's happening. That's the 2 events, February 1st, 2nd, and March 1st, 2nd, because apparently we like 1s and 2s for the next 2 months. And it should be a great event. I'm really looking forward to hosting it. We have some excellent prizes underway. There's a helm that will be on the picture for the first place. It is a proper metal helmet, but not sized for normal people's heads. It would be a great Halloween helmet for any of your kids if you have them. And we'll have the gauntlet. We'll have banners made for best general, best painted, best sports. And I have been promised the most excellent wooden spoon ever imagined for the person who comes in last place.
Well, it will probably more than likely be a metal spoon, and yes, it will be made out of a bigger spoon. That's
And
all
it will be metal, and it will be awesome.
That definitely won't be awesome, but we will have a little bit of fun with this.
So this will be by nerve check, and there will be the bring and buy. There will be like bring your stuff, yard sale it, etc. Might as well have
We're going
fun.
to continue. We're going to continue to plug this, and everyone that every one of these that we do in between time. A side note: we normally run Mood for Love right around February because of restrictions on a lot of us having, I don't know, wives and children's and thing. Mood for Love will be moved this year, and this is just for you Northeast people, down to inside of March. I will double check on the dates and all the rest of it, but this time love will come lately. So just wanted to make sure that we get that
I think we could almost do it first weekend of April and say love comes late.
out.
Perfect.
What would it be? Mood for Love 5 or Mood for Love what? And
It is. This is like the 4th or 5th round of Mood for Love.
Mood for Love, Love comes late.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what we're doing. But before then, we do have Dead of Winter. If you haven't got your ticket, you're probably too late, but check because the Shambling Horde and Mike are fantastic guys. Do not miss March of Death. Whatever you do, if you're in the Northeast, if you can get out to us, please come and see us. Even if it's just to yell at me for some stupid thing that I've said on the internet. I honestly don't care. Please come out. We're hoping to actually get a whole bunch of our friends that we've met, people that we've run into, and all the rest of us while we're playing. We really want to see as many people as we can and make this as big as a success as we possibly can. And as difficult to run as we possibly can because me and John are doing like sweet dick all, and it's all on Ray. So the more people come, the stress.
I'm really excited for that, to be honest.
No, I definitely am.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have like no responsibility for a 2-day tournament. It's going to be awesome.
Just talking to and winning the tournament.
It probably is.
I mean, that's the plan. Yeah.
That's the plan. We're going to prove this. I will, in some way, shape, or form, whether Ray likes it or not, I will be helping him out or getting in his way. More than likely getting in his way, but I will be trying to help the man out as best as I can while we're running this thing. I can't think of anything else that we would like to talk to on this episode. Anybody else got anything?
Oh, predictions for winter.
Oh, shit. Okay, we can do that. But before we do that, for the bring and buy yard sale, if you do want space, reach out to me or Ben. Ray's busy enough getting all of you organized to come to the tournament. Reach out to me or Ben. Just let us know that you want some space so that we can kind of figure out how much space we got to clear up.
Yep, we need to know tables. We need to know roughly what we're looking at. Look, and guys, do not pack your entire car full of stuff because we will get to a point where we'll be like, okay, you've got X amount on here. This is as much as you're going with. So bring out stuff that you really just want to get rid of, something you want to trade, something you just had enough of, that sort of thing. But don't bring everything. Bring what is appropriate.
And you're also going to be whatever. It's your pile of stuff.
But you're only going to have X amount of room to put this shit out on.
Yeah, like be prepared to take it home. There's plenty of space. Just be prepared to take it home if it doesn't sell. That's all. You do you, right? You want to bring all your shit?
We don't want.
Do it. Yeah.
All right, predictions. Rough predictions for Dead of Winter, even though we're probably going to do this again.
I think that the Shambling Horde will not win the gauntlet for the third time in a row.
Oh, we've got a plan.
Bold prediction. They're a classy and skilled bunch of competitors there.
They are. and 6 of us is worth 1 of a certain man that may or may not win everything that goes on down there. Corey
Well, I mean,
Reynolds, you
he
bastard.
is only one, right? Like he is only one contributor there. So
This is true. So all we have to do is get him really drunk, and that won't work. So we just have to like tie his hands behind it. No, he rolls dice by using telekinesis. There is no way of stopping Corey. So instead, we're bringing our own little horde. There's going to be a lot of Murder Garage coming down. It may or may not be a convoy of people. So we're coming for you, Shambling Horde. That's for damn sure. Just be ready.
That's my prediction. And prediction number 2, John and I top table round 5.
oh my God! Listen to you go.
Oh, that's tight. Oh, I'm going to hold you to that.
Maybe
know how,
table
but
2
well.
because Ben can play Corey table 1.
That's what I would rather have, is have like Ben play on table 1 so everyone's distracted and not paying attention, and then I can win from table 2 or table 3.
This is normally how I and you both win our tournaments, isn't it?
I have won many a tournament, and with that exact strategy, yeah.
Exactly. It sounds like a great way. I will play Corey any chance I've got. I love that man. He will kick my ass, but that's okay. I'll give him at least a decent game.
So, yeah, I think that's going to be good.
Is that pretty much it for us this time around?
Well, I'm trying to figure it out here, but we might actually be on March of Death 5.
We will figure this out for the next episode,
Yeah.
where we get smarter and wiser and better planned each time.
No, we
Also,
won't.
bold prediction right there. Bold prediction that we're
Get
going to
ready
get
when
smarter
you do
and
that.
wiser in the same stretch of time. Maybe one or the other.
Sillier, definitely. Stranger, perfectly. There will be a bunch of army reviews hopefully coming soon. I'm getting in touch with people. Hopefully we can continue to do that. And please do me one other favor. Listen to the army reviews that we've put out. It's a format that I like. Please get a hold of me or put it in this and let me know if you guys like it as well. I might not change anything, but it would be nice to know if these are coming out across the way that I would like them to come across. Well, I think we've only got to say thank you again for listening to us. We still don't know why you do it. Thank you again to all of the tens of listeners. This is officially the first one that we've actually put together in 2025. And we'll see you next time.
See you at
Bye,
the
guys.
tournaments.